Hey guys, Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. And the kids are having fun. It's a warm day. I'm finishing up this tiny little pent roof here above the door. And I'll give you a look and see how I did it. I got some bolts in there. Used some nice 1/2-inch plywood that I put a little architectural piece in the middle to give it a little pattern. I've got these repurposed side pieces that I picked up at an auction. Actually Durango salvage, got them for a couple bucks each. I have about 8 of these. Yeah, using structural screws to put the whole thing together and bolted 16-inch every 16 inches, 3 places. I have this extremely nice ice and water shield on top that, as you can see, the nice detail wraps up, and the siding will go over this. I'm going to be putting metal on top of here, as well as a nice piece of flashing. These barn doors are coming off. I put them on a couple years ago. Temporary fix for this 18-foot by 14-foot hole in the side of our barn. But what we're getting is a very high-end roll-up door from rollupdoorsdirect.com. About $3,500, and it rolls up into a little box on the inside, chain driven. Much better seal, and so that'll be a whole nother thing when that comes. I use cedar on the trim here for the door, so that I never have to paint it. And then the steel here will protect the building, rust, last forever. And then underneath here, what I even did was repurpose some old feed bags, and I made it, I used it as landscape fabric, which comes out 4 feet from the end of the building, so there's no more weeds here. One of the big problems is blowing seeds for weeds. So it's really nice out. We have amazing sun today, and it's really warm. And I decided that I wanted to show you about growing fodder for your chickens. So what I have here is a tub of a bunch of used potting soil that I just collected from pots around the area that we were growing stuff in during the summer and fall. And I'm going to just throw it inside of this a flat here that I've doubled up. So I got a flat, I've doubled up here, and another, let's do another double here. Hard to do this with one hand. Imagine that. Okay, so I'm just putting about a 1/2 inch there, and this is frozen solid. Right there. So only the outside's melting. It gets down, you know, way below 20, sometimes 5 degrees here, almost every day. I don't know if we have a storm or not, or if it's clear. If it's cloudy, it stays warm for a while. But if it's clear, it gets freezing quick. So I'm putting about a 1/2 inch of really good repurposed soil, because I don't really care about what I'm putting in here. Now, fodder. What is fodder? Fodder is what you feed your chicken. Fodder is what you fatten your pig with. But in this case, this fodder is going to be very highly nutritious, especially because nothing's growing. Now, this is a 50-pound sack of oats. So see the oats in there? Here they are, right there. And these oats I get for $6, $5 or $6 for 50 pounds. And even cheaper is wheat. So here's my wheat that I get for $5 a 50. So what I'm going to do is just take a couple cents worth of this wheat. Maybe 2 cents, 3 cents worth of wheat. And I'm going to spread it in here. Make sure it's nice and evenly dispersed on all the corners. As I got. Done. Wheat's done. And now what you need is just a little bit of a cover. Because it's going in the greenhouse, not all these seeds have to be covered. There's good humidity in there. But you could just do about a 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch You don't even have to cover it at all. You could use saran wrap on top of here, or a piece of plastic. I just like to use soil. So there, boom, this tray is done. It's really light, and we're gonna put this in the greenhouse, water it, and follow it as fodder. Now the second fodder I'm gonna make is oats. And we'll even compare the sprout time. So I'm gonna sprinkle a few cents worth of oats here. Now the wheatgrass you can even put in your juicer. Same with the oatgrass. They're very highly medicinal and nutritive. So don't be afraid to juice these products a little bit before you feed it to your chickens. Especially in a grid down scenario, you gotta learn how to eat these grains as microgreens. And we do that in the form of eating oatgrass and wheatgrass. So, there's the oats. And then we're just going to cover that a little bit. That's an onion growing in there. A little winter onion. Alright, see how I'm covering that? Are you getting dizzy yet? Alright, so the oats are done. And the wheat's done. Now, that being said, let's take a journey and check out the greenhouse. I've dug this hole much deeper for this tank, and I'm going to try to plumb it in here in the winter before we get stuck. But you can see how nice and finished that area is. Everything's frozen solid. Still have some onions here that'll come up next year. I was checking all the budding on all the trees, and I think we're going to have some good result with the nectarines that I got. We also have some spinach that's still alive in here. Right before Christmas, and I just covered it up so it'll grow a little better. It was a little too exposed. Guess what? That tastes like spinach. There's the orchard. Little Vate's blue kale, still doing it. And then the dog dug up the other one. That's amazing that that's alive. Who would have thunk it? Got my flatbed back. That's been missing for months. So I'm opening one side, and then I'm going to go over here and go in the other. Oh, it's nice and warm on this side. So again, if you guys are unaware, this is being powered by two little 25-watt panels. They cost 25 bucks each. Each panel runs a small 12-volt Zephyr fan, which when you come in here you can hear. So the fan is here in the fan box, powered by the sun. And then if you were to follow this underground, there's 100 foot of tubing under everything, up to 6 feet deep, and it's all fed by this chimney where the hot air goes down underground here about 6 feet down and then wraps itself under everything, including this water feature. And this is all water in here, hundreds of gallons. So stacked water is our thermal mass. This system, the geothermal system, is storing heat energy and moisture under this thermal mass. So our floors at night are warm. And there's a nice strawberry. snapdragon growing in the winter here. It's pretty amazing. This is fennel. You can see it's coming up. We got some parsley that these are collard trees. So these last a long time and they're just getting started. They're about a half a year old, these collard trees. And these are a year old. We planted them last March, this kale. And it'll be a kale tree soon. And this is a continuous producer through the winter. And we can feed the chickens or the humans with it. So I'm going to take a few for the birds. A few of these leaves for the birds. And let's get this one. And this one. So we'll bring these for the birds. We got some nice mint still rocking in here. We've got an heirloom lettuce that I planted some seeds for in the pot here. For salads. And you can also add mint to your salads. We got some sorrel growing still. Some sage. And I've basically just mulched all of the tomatoes in that I didn't harvest. And these seeds will come up on their own next year. As soon as they're ready. As soon as the temperature's right. And you can see a lot of sprouts happening now. They probably won't make it through the winter because it's still going to get cold here. We have a nice mullein growing up in here. A volunteer. Another snapdragon. Some garlic. Some brassica seedlings coming up that I just threw in. More garlics. These will be ready in the spring. We got a little bok choy coming up. But I haven't been in here watering or really taking care of this. There's lots of carrots in here still to eat. Some babies. Nice little baby carrots. Here's one on the sofas. So, still some food in here. I'll take that with. Here's a nicer carrot. And then we have our Asian kale growing in the corner. I just planted some mache, which is a type of green miner's lettuce, maybe some call it. I have some red leaf in here that needs to be watered. We have some thyme, some celery still growing, and lots of arugula going to seed. That's the state of the greenhouse. Trying to keep it in order. And we're going to add the fodder in here, and we'll follow that as it grows. There's a nice red Russian kale. But I'm about to bail. That's a boom. That's a blueberry. Hey guys, hope you got something out of the video. Like, subscribe, and share with like-minded people. That's a boom.